Did you guys do the Holocaust Museum for the fun times?
You know what? That was the first thing I asked for to go see, and it's closed. It was closed. They were renovating it or doing something. I was like,
that's like the one thing you want to just take a day for, because afterwards you go through it, you're like, okay, I don't need to do anything else for the rest of the day.
Like watching Schindler's List.
Yeah, pretty much Schindler's List.
Sobering and depressing.
You're like, I'm done now.
We're bad human beings.
Yes. We're live, by the way, Craig.
The other thing, the other one I wanted to see, and we were literally standing outside of it, was the International Spy Museum.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, man, I've been listening to their podcast for a long time.
Since forever. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really wanted to go in there, but they're also closed. The Smithsonian now owns them, and it was going to open in May, reopen in May. So I took a picture of James Bond, Aston Martin.
I saw it,
which is in the window. Yeah, and I was like, it's so close. I want to go in there. But oh well. Hey, what was cool was I think I got a picture of it. There was the merchandise, because you can see their store area, and then their Aston Martin's over there. I guess that's like the entrance into the display. There was they had things like shakers and shot glasses and stuff, and it said "shaken, not stirred." You know, they had all kinds of little placards that, you know, little spy type things on them. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
The Air and Space Museum was fantastic. Got to see the Enterprise.
It's amazing as always. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, you can just lose. You know, I think I spent half my day at the Air and Space, and then the other half at the Fine Art. And I wandered around, looked at all the artwork and whatnot. It was really cool.
Yeah, walked around the mall, of course, and stuff like that. Oh, here you go. So it says like shaken, not stirred, tradecraft, and it's got some stuff over there, and it says jewels of the trade. Yeah, truth, biographies, accessories. I don't know. It's kind of neat.
Cool.
But yeah, the mall was awesome. We saw we went to Arlington and saw the changing of the guard.
That I didn't get to do.
Yeah, that's kind of sobering. I mean, it's all quiet, and they're so in lockstep with each other, because the one guy's, you know, they walk 21 steps, turn, wait 21 seconds, then they do another 21 steps, which is to symbolize the 21 gun salute. And then the guys come in and they walk, and everybody's walking at the same pace. And as the one guy's standing there, the other guy walks by him and kind of collects him and just keeps walking, and they start walking in the same step. I'm like, I don't know how they keep it all together, but
they drill. They drill. It's like a prestige thing too, to get that posting to do that.
Oh yeah. The badge that they get after doing that, I was reading, it's the second hardest badge to get in the military. First one is astronaut. So you get this badge, right, for having served as a soldier, as a guard. It is lifetime revocable. So if you screw up or do anything, get a DUI or whatever, they'll replace your name on the placard at the place that says revoked.
Yeah, dang.
That's dishonorable discharge.
Yeah,
it's tough. I'm telling you. So anyway, because I got super interested, and I wanted to read about it when I got back, and everybody kept saying, they get this and this, and there's other perks. Okay, what perks? I want to know what kind of perks. Nobody would tell us. They just use the word perks. I'm like, you can't just use the word perks and
you get a free large drink and extra fried wings at
it's like the
Chili's.
Astronauts in the 60s. You could buy a Corvette for $1.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. Excellent.
All right. Shall we begin?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to reply. One thing. Hold on.
One thing. Just one.
Just hit the donate button. Come on.
No. Sorry. That was a work thing. I'm sorry. I had to reply. All right. So
work will still be there in the morning.
No, it will not. This guy's lab takes off in the morning, so I had to have it done out.
Of course, he gave you all kinds of advance notice.
No, somebody scheduled it, and it was scheduled to launch at 3 tomorrow afternoon. He does the lab at 9, so I had to launch it and tell him it was coming up. So there we go. So it would be there tomorrow.
Not at the time he wanted, though.
Yeah, he may be there tomorrow, but his lab won't be there. So anyway, all right.
All right.
Okay. Facebook. Are we?
We're streaming.
We've been streaming for a while.
We got some viewers.
I'm going to share it. Podcast. Where's it at? Oh, stupid. Go ahead. Let's get going.
Someone's on the practice.
I'm not even going to bother sharing it. Well, the stupid Technorama page, when we're admins, you scroll down, it takes a minute to finally get to the content. Thanks, Facebook.
Go videos on the side. It's quicker.
No, it's the first post. I should just be able to scroll down and get.
Yeah.
You and your stupid logic. You think you know everything.
No, I never claimed to know everything.
Hey, I wonder if I can share it to a group and share it back to our Facebook page for Technorama.
Way to break
feedback loop. Little feedback loop.
Oh, by the way, IFTTT is no longer. Did you get that notice? They were sending out. They said
Gmail.
Yeah, we're no longer supporting Google. I don't know if that means as a trigger or as an output.
No, I read that the Gmail was changing, and some of the triggers you have for Gmail may not work. But
yeah, I know that Gmail definitely changed.
It said April 1st or March 31st. They're. I'll see if I can find it.
Well, it's because Google Plus is going away. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going completely away.
Yeah, I get that.
I think they're probably ripping out a bunch of stuff for it. That was.
Why would that change your OAuth or the APIs to Gmail?
Well, because they were using Google Plus for your OAuth and
probably,
APIs.
Yeah.
Because if you look in your Google contacts, there's all your circles, or were. They're all connected.
Or if you use the web page client, they had all the Gmail, the Google Plus stuff on your left-hand side. Mm-hmm. They're going to yank all of that out for sure.
Right, well, but it's still under Google accounts, though.
True. I don't know.
I kind of wish they left a lot of that from Google Plus, and not necessarily the posts and the social network part of it, but being able to have some accurate information on people.
The only thing I can think of is that that code is so intertwined that they must have so much of it in there. They had to yank a bunch of it out.
Because you think there'd be your account and then the services that they account services. I don't think they did Docs and Gmail, and it sounds like it's like many platforms. It grew organically, and no one had the foresight at the beginning to say, "Let's architect this way."
Hey, can you imagine the developer that went through the trouble to get all that to going, and then all of a sudden they go, "You know what? We're going to rip it all out. We're retiring it."
Yeah. 10 years of my life wasted.
You can I heard the guy who started Google Wave has a job offering.
You can go over on Gary's team. But Gary's a Google Wave. I know. Thanks, buddy.
We're putting you on Google Keep.
Yeah. They're in the basement with the
with the roach spray. I'm going to burn the building down.
We fixed the glitch.
I swear, somebody take my stapler.
Someone burn the building down.
I'm going to burn this place to the ground.
I was told I could play my music at an acceptable level.
From 11 to 2. Because Bridget, where's your Walkman? Well, collating. I love that movie so much.
It works on so many levels. Whether you're an individual contributor or a senior VP, there is something in there for everybody.
Yeah. Right. You know what's sad? It's still relevant.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like, what, 20 years, almost 20 years old now?
Yeah. PC load letter. Yes, that's still funny.
Yes, it is.
We all have it. You were just telling me about a VM message that was totally
it was like
general fault.
Yeah, general fault has occurred. What? Could not complete operation. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Null pointer exception. I'm not even using pointers.
My error has an error.
Yeah,
what?
Exactly. All right.
Hey, can you see my video, by the way?
What's that?
I guess you can, right?
Yes. What is a C6002 anyway?
That's right. No, the only reason I asked was because I don't see yours, but I don't necessarily need it on.
See what?
Oh, yeah, it's...
That's
right,
okay.
Because Discord is only going one way. We're capturing your video.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. I just like looking at you.
I might be able to do a virtual camera out.
No, don't say it right now. No.
No. I mean, in the future, because I know Wirecast has a virtual camera deal where we could show you what's on the screen, and then you could see that coming back at you. But all right, I will think about that. I've had enough
tech stuff for the day.
Tech stuff for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I got stories from this.
I'm calling it a successful, productive weekend. I feel like I'm kind of caught back up, and then it's back on the road. All right, let's begin in 5, 4, 3. Technorama episode 559. Snooze buttons are for losers. I meant to do the 10-second theme. That was the 50. It's like, wow, this is just rolling on. And we shortened it up, too.
By the way, your title reminds me of Frank Zappa's Broken Hearts Are For... Well, I won't say it here.
Welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If this is your first time joining us, thank you very much. You're in for something.
We'll let you know at the end.
If you're returning, welcome back. We appreciate you giving us your time once again. I'm Chuck Tomasi from sunny Phoenix, Arizona, and joining me right over there is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
Hey, everybody.
And
my Forrest Gump wave.
He's here. He's happy. He's healthy. He's in the studio. It's Brian Brown joining us again.
Hi. Glad to be here.
I think it's been over a month because I know it's at least 3 weeks since we did the last show.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of funny. I kind of jerked my back out a little bit. It's kind of weird. I just mucked it up bad. So I was on muscle relaxers the last time.
You jerked your what?
Yeah, exactly. With chicken. Jerk chicken. It's very lovely. It's delicious.
I threw out my back too, but they wouldn't pick it up at the curbside.
So yeah, you don't want me on the show on muscle relaxers.
We should just keep our finger on this button.
Yeah, there you go.
It's going to be one of those nights, people. Thanks for joining us.
Chuck, call the doctor. He's stuck on Oxycontin again.
Yeah. We've got some feedback.
All right.
So let's get into that. Not really. Facebook
posts.
We got pseudo messages.
The British call their letters post.
True.
Reach right out and pull one out.
Hey, look. Plain text passwords. Love the thump, the mouth harp. There you go.
Yeah. We haven't used that yet. Next, we'll do bagpipes. So our question on the last show, episode 558, was, what brands are you loyal to and why? And Jeffrey P. Deal writes, Ford, Budweiser, Yamaha, Lenovo, Checkmate, Mercury, Simplicity, Samsung, Harman Kardon, Bang & Olufsen, JBL, Klipsch, to mention a few. And I say, what makes them so special, Jeff? And he said, quality. To which Ranger Craig, is he now former Ranger Craig Glasner? He said, Budweiser, ducking and running to the door.
Well, that's actually consistency. I wouldn't say quality, but that's
everyone's got their taste.
Yep, absolutely.
If you like it, drink it.
Hey, personally, I'm a Dapper Dan man.
Well, okay then.
Dapper Dan, the doll, the dress, like the
no
dressy Bessie.
What?
Yeah, what?
I heard Dapper
Dan. Have you not
Dan.
watched the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
He said, I'm a Dapper Dan man. He was, the hair putty stuff.
The hair putty stuff he put in his hair, yep.
Golly, look what I got to work with, people.
You said Dapper Dan, man. My mind went back to the doll from the 70s. There was Dressy Bessie, and for the boys, there was a doll named Dapper Dan.
I don't... Okay, I'm
Go
looking
look it up.
Yeah. Moving right along.
Diana Lewis says Honda, Bose, Intel, quality and reliability. Scott Tornio, former coworker of mine from my last lifetime, says Apple. Every time I need to use any of my Apple items, they work every time. That's pretty solid. I do like the one that Sean Brockman wrote. He said Klipsch, fantastic products, long lasting, and they just work. Speed Queen appliances. My washer is 26 years old, and it's been serviced once. I salute that because mine would get up to about 10 years and 3 months and die with a 10-year warranty.
Of course.
10 years, yeah.
They've figured out when the warranties kick off, so they just, yeah.
Who knew that old appliances had a built-in real-time calendar? Samsung never had a problem with TV, phone, or tablet. I'm going to take some issue with Samsung, and they feel kind of like the Windows laptops of a few years ago. I haven't owned a Windows laptop in a while, so I don't know, but it's full of bloatware.
Yeah, can be, yeah.
Like,
for sure.
I'm
There's
now
lots of things.
installing Bixby Maps. Like, I already have Google Maps. I don't now installing
Bixby Maps.
I'm installing Samsung Money. Like, no, I don't know. Thanks, but
they are notorious. I love the quality of the phone. I love the
no issue with the hardware. Love the hardware.
But yeah, you're right. They like doubling up on some of the apps.
Yeah, it's like they have to have their own special version of Android. But
there are a lot of companies that are like that, though. When you think about it.
So after that, I've been
iTunes.
Pretty happy
you must use iTunes.
Going into Apple that you're in a closed ecosystem.
Same with Amazon. When you get a Fire tablet, you're stuck in the Amazon. I would
put Amazon on this list in terms of a brand I'm loyal to.
Right.
I'm not looking for an Amazon replacement at this point because the experience is good. You go on, you click, you order, it shows up a couple days later. They've got Prime for premium members, and with that you get some music, you get some TV. They've got a good package, and they keep raising the price on that. But we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, I mean every company does one way or another. I like
Tune in to our Patreon show.
I love Jack Mangan's response right there.
Jack Mangan just simply writes Technorama.
Yes.
Aww.
I gave him a love. Oh, Craig gave him a love. I just saw that.
Yeah. Right.
Real time. It's great.
And a virtual hug.
Coworker Danny Mortensen says Canon, Honda, Steel, Bosch. Bosch. Google, Nike, Kenwood, and Samsung. Okay. Well, we have some Samsung lovers in here. Greg Steiner, Potosi, Stone Arch, Leinenkugel, Point. Okay, I'm not loyal. I just like good beer.
There you go. Fair.
He's looking in his fridge is what he's doing.
My coworker Michael Slobodnik says OnePlus and any ServiceNow customer.
Wow.
He's loyal to our customers.
Yeah. I try to be sometimes.
Joel Harper says Russell, Elton, and Neville. Musicians?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Must be.
Leon Russell,
Elton
John. And Neville. Oh, my mind's blank. Aaron Neville.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Aaron Neville, the man who could carry a note for 5 minutes just by wavering it around.
Very true.
I love this music. Very characteristic. He's been around for a long time, too. I mean, even before he got to the 80s with some of those hits.
Mm-hmm.
John Miller Jr. says Pepsi. It's a family tradition. Also, hear this new tech company called Skynet is going to blow up.
Literally.
Oh, man.
Michael Hickerson, Doctor Who. Wait, is that a brand?
Sort of. If you're in the
store. Oh, my goodness. Old high school friend Daniel Slaughter says Chevy AMC.
Wow, American Motor Company.
He's loyal to AMC. Wow. Carver, Colt, Remington,
Walther,
Leopold, Lapua, Penn, Husqvarna.
Colt and Remington, don't you go take his Chevy.
or his Gremlin, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gremlin. Right.
Tiffany Mangan says Apple because I can't handle the Windows updates.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair.
All right, so let's go around the room. Brian, what are you loyal to?
The thing is there are very few brands I'm loyal to because it's usually what is the best value at the time and has shown a proven track record. I think really more or less it's going to be with computer hardware more than anything else. Okay. So NVIDIA for video cards usually are probably the best ones that I've used, and Western Digital for drives. Now for SSDs, Samsung's got a very fine product. So that's usually
absolutely
for SSDs. But for the other things, Amazon definitely because it's one of the best players in the game. There's
automobiles. Are you loyal to any automobiles, or is that a value at the time?
That's a value at the time, really, for me. I mean, I do enjoy the Kia that we have now, and my Mini Cooper has been fantastic. But Mini Cooper as a product hasn't been. It's like this. So each year is, a lot of cars are like that. They aren't consistently up. They're going to fall eventually. So Consumer Reports, that's a brand I'm loyal to because that tells you what
tells you who to be loyal to.
Exactly. They're actually that would be a good one. National Geographic maybe is a brand.
Yeah.
For its magazines, but usually it's at the time, whatever the product is, it depends. So. What about you, Craig?
Chuck?
Oh, go,
me? You want me?
Well, I got Amazon. As far as vehicles, I've been loyal to Honda and Toyota for a very long time. I mean, we had our Toyota Sienna for about 10 years.
Wow.
11 years. Maybe next week's question is, what brands are you disloyal to?
Yeah, which ones do you jump ship for? You're pissed off at.
Yeah. Which ones have you burned bridges with?
Computer hardware, I'm probably going to stick with Apple for a good long time. In terms of audio equipment, I've generally gone high end with the Heil PR40 here, or Rode was very good to us when we wrote Podcasting for Dummies. So the microphone that's in front of Brian and 3 others in the studio.
Yeah, good mics.
Good mics. In fact, I bought 2 of them back from Mr. Menengay after he took them. Thought he might use them, needed the money, so I bought it back. The recorder that we use, the Zoom H6.
Oh, it's an H6 now?
It's H6.
I had an H2.
This is like a mini mixer. Oh, I got an H2. It's in there for the on the road stuff. Works really good. There's just I don't know. I don't have any loyalty in terms of shoes or clothing too much.
I actually have shoes, believe it or not.
Appliances is going to be kind of like Brian, value for the time. Tell me about your shoe.
Echoes, ECCO.
Okay.
They're finally really, really good made shoes, but they're pricey. It's like an Apple product.
Is it a dress shoe or is it
they do both, casual and dress. Okay. But yeah, and they last forever. My last pair lasted me almost 7 years before the house got destroyed. So, they got ruined in the house, but otherwise I would still be wearing them. What about you, Craig?
All right. So I'm a photographer for the last 18 years that I've had some higher-end cameras. Nikon. Yeah. Nikon.
No surprise there.
Thanks for spoiling it. So, although now I have a Sony, so I'm actually moving away from Nikon. Kind of trying to see if the grass is greener on the other side. But yeah, Nikon's been really good to me. Volkswagen, I'm a big fan of. I've been my entire life. And I've had, I'm trying to think, 4, maybe 5 Volkswagens total, I've owned outright. Not really a brand, but I'm happy with my Android ecosystem. And I can't really say that I'm a fan. I mean, I'm loyal to one or the other, but I have a Windows machine. I love Apple, the way they put together things. I like using Apple. And I love Linux. So I'm an OS nerd. I can't really say one's better than the other. Well, no, I take that back. I would say the Mac and Linux are better than Windows, but just saying. That's probably it. I guess I'm kind of loyal to Google. I've got a Google Home here. I got Android over here. There's another home unit down in the kitchen, and a couple of Chromecasts floating around here.
So they have all your data.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, all my chips. I'm going all in on Google. That's right.
Now, here's another question maybe you might want to pose is there a brand you stopped following because of ethical reasons or that sort of thing, that, I'm afraid of where my data is, or that
I may swap our question out this week because that's a good one.
Yeah,
who'd you burn the bridge with?
Amazon, because of their hiring practices and how they treat their employees.
But if we ask this on Facebook, no one would answer.
Facebook's like, redacted.
Crickets.
Redacted.
Why did this post get buried?
Why is my account disabled?
Yeah. But it's a thought, because, there are times that we stopped doing a brand because of certain reasons. Myself and my wife as well. So.
Oh, I'll tell you another brand I was loyal to. Maxell and TDK. I love their cassette tapes back in the day.
Definitely.
Maxell was probably right up there.
Maxell for floppy disks, especially.
Oh my, yeah.
The
I was
metal
more of a verbatim guy.
I didn't use the verbatim.
High-end metal cassettes.
Oh yeah,
the metal cassettes. Oh man,
you bet. Definitely.
You got to push that button on your tape deck that said CRO2, and you're not really sure what it's for.
But it sounded better, right?
You convinced yourself you bought the high-end cassette deck with that button, and it's going to sound better when you push it. And then you unpush it, and you're like, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Is there a difference?
Wait, huh?
I could tell the difference. Well, it's all on what you put on there, but yes, I could tell the difference.
Did you record it with the CR02 button pushed?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I got to re-record it.
It's a CO2 button. Oh.
Now that's why we have global warming, Craig. Thanks.
Max sells high-end carbon dioxide tapes.
Right. That's right.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna change that. Which brands did you switch off from? Or something. Yeah, we'll change the question up.
Alrighty. Let's go on to the history. That was a good discussion. I had fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Pause. We got to roll.
We got to roll.
Oh, hold on.
You got an extra 20. Look at you, buddy.
I'm gonna do the dance right here.
Chuck just leveled up.
And then you're gonna get a 20 also. Everybody's gonna get a 20 when I get one.
Guess what I got?
A 4.
A 2.
I got a rock.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks, dice.
I'm hanging onto this ice blue one.
Okay. I got a 12. So it's
Chuck.
You're hanging on the edge of a cliff, and you roll a 2. Oh.
Hey, at least it wasn't a critical failure. No. So, okay, Chuck, Brian, Craig.
All right. Just out of curiosity, I got to see what I get for my 20. An 11. Okay.
It's not bad.
I slayed something in that one. Music. On this day in history for March 27, 2019, this is the 86th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 279 days remaining in 2019, and they are flying by ever faster. It was on this day in 1513 that Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon reaches the northern end of the Bahamas on his first voyage to Florida. Then he got frequent flyer miles.
Also on March 27th, 1915, Typhoid Mary, the first healthy carrier of disease ever identified in the United States, is put in quarantine where she would remain for the rest of her life.
Ooh. How much longer was it?
Yeah, good question.
In 1915, wow, okay.
2 weeks. It was 61 years ago today that Nikita Khrushchev becomes chairman of the Council of Ministers of the Soviet Union.
I had a history teacher in high school that always used to call him Khrushchev.
I thought you were going to say that's...
Pretty sure
her
that's
name
not
was
how it's
Khrushchev.
pronounced, Mr. Bowers. Thanks. It was also on this day in 1975 that construction of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System begins. I remember that. Speaking of National Geographic.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
All right, gentlemen, I'll salute. It was on this date in 1998, the Food and Drug Administration approves Viagra as a treatment for male impotence and the first pill to be approved for this condition in the United States.
The way you said that ending part sounded like a Jeopardy question. This was the first pill to be approved for this condition in the United States.
In 1998, swing.
Oh, my.
Happy birthday on this date goes out to French engineer, urban planner, and politician, Georges Eugene Huysman, born on this date in 1809.
Well, let's just slide with that one.
Yeah.
Georges.
I got Mr. X-Ray. Wilhelm Röntgen, the German physicist and academic. I can say Worcestershire. Nobel Prize laureate was born on this date 174 years ago today.
German chemist and academic, Nobel Prize laureate Otto Wallach, actually, was born 172 years ago today.
2 Germans, both won Nobel Prizes, both born on the same day, 2 years apart. How about that?
Amazing.
Carl Pearson, English mathematician, eugenist.
Eugenist?
Eugenist? Eugene? Maybe eugenicist? Maybe?
Eugenicist. Whatever.
Eugenianist?
Eugenist. Eugenicist and academic was born on the same date in 1857.
I hope our listeners have as much fun as we are.
I hope so too.
If you're having half as much fun as we are, then you're having twice as much fun as you should.
That's right.
Okay. Douglas Hartree, the English mathematician and physicist, was born 122 years ago today.
Born March 27th, 1899, German-Swiss physicist and academic Herbert Arthur Stewart.
Or is it Herbert?
Herbert, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. German Swiss. Who knows? Herbert!
Craig?
Oh, my turn. Phil Chess, Czech-American record producer, co-founder Chess Records, was born on the same date in 1921.
Sure wasn't record producer? Just saying.
Yeah. Record. Yeah.
I remember some songs on Chess Records.
Yeah.
Also born on the same date in 1944, New Zealand astronomer and academic Alan C. Gilmore.
English keyboardist and songwriter Tony Banks is 69 today.
And he played for?
Genesis.
That's right. And?
I don't know who else he played.
Didn't he have a solo project?
He probably did.
He wasn't part of Mike and the Mechanics. He was...
no, he was...
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And also born on the same date in 1963, American director, producer, screenwriter, and actor Quentin Tarantino. The D is silent.
My.
Craig's still Googling Dapper Dan.
I did. Oh, you know what? I did find it. It's like one of those little dolls, kind of like a Raggedy Ann.
Yeah,
Andy,
kind of.
But it's a little more flatter. And,
yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
As soon as I saw it, I went, oh, I didn't realize that was the name of it.
Girlfriend was Dressy Bessie.
Yep.
We didn't have any birthdays this week, so I figured since we had a couple weeks off, we would do the past birthdays. March 16th is Michelle Lopez, a.k.a. Country Signs. The 18th is Greg Lemon from GregoryLemon.com. JT Shea of the Gigcast. I love this. And JT Ukes at 40, which was about 15 years ago.
Right. Wow.
On the 19th. Also on the 19th, Mr. Michael R. Meningay.
Yay.
His spirit's still in the house somewwhere.
I'm sure.
Everything's still in the house.
He left it with everything else.
Right.
Let's say the body's also back.
Crazy Joe is on the 21st from Megapodtastic. And honey, you've got to see this. Steve Rickyberg, a.k.a. Missing Intellect, formerly of Geek Cred, is on the 23rd. Also on the 23rd, Richard Parkman. Nick St. Gabriel on the 25th. Me, I have a birthday on the 26th. I'm going to be an old man.
Yay.
Brenna Bear. Oh, well, so is Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
You know, you look good for 62.
Thanks.
Don't you mean 70? Oh.
Genetics.
Oh.
It's not the age, it's
wrong.
the miles. Brandon Baird in Hampton, Virginia is also on the 26th. If you know what, you need to be on the birthday calendar because I did a check on our revision history and the last edit was April 28th, 2018 by Crazy Joe.
Wow. Okay.
Nobody's touched this thing in almost a year. So I challenge you, dear listener, put your birthday on there. Go over to chuckchat.com/wiki because that's the way it was on this day in history for March 27th, 2019. Yes, I
like
was.
A well-oiled machine.
I was listening in the background. I even in a grocery store, I will have one ear on the music.
Yeah.
Always.
I think I'm on the calendar, right? I'm pretty sure I'm on the birthday calendar. I should check.
Actually, I think I'm going to change it up. I think I'm going to ditch the wiki.
Why?
I don't know. Just, you know what?
There's something rather interesting about saying wiki ditch.
Yeah. No, the reason I'm thinking of ditching the wiki.
Yes.
Which is just I feel weird having this wiki, which it's a third-party service, totally free. It's been up the entire time, pretty much. We started the birthday calendar. I always feel like it's on a string somewhere, and it's just gonna
snap
away.
Okay,
yeah,
what would you consider, or what do our listeners think would be a good suggestion for a publicly accessible, a wiki that everybody could contribute to?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of everybody being able to go edit their own. I thought, they'll go in and be able to update their own information from time to time, which obviously hasn't really happened. So
you got to wonder how that thing is funded. Do they have ads on there or something?
Probably, yeah. I think it's ads.
I'm actually thinking.
Notice.
I was thinking a Google Sheet might be a good option. I don't know.
Well, then you got to invite everybody who wants to participate.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you could leave it open.
You can import it. We'll talk about it offline.
All right, let's take a break while we talk about it offline for like a minute and a half. And we will be right back with some regular stories. We have news, we have hacks and strange stories, we have, of course, our shout out to the Patreons, and lots of Geek Library information. So stick around. We'll be right back.
am Ben. And I am Keith. And we are the Two Gay Geeks. We are the nerds behind TG Geeks webcast, where we talk about sci-fi, comics, film, horror, genre. You name it, we talk about it. We release an episode every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern. You can find us on iTunes, Blueberry, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Also, look us up on YouTube. And of course, we can be found at tggeeks.com, where you can find not only our webcasts, but articles, but other geeky goodness. So come along for the wildest ride in the potosphere. Did you just say potosphere?
Hi, this is Garrett Wong, Ensign Harry Kim from Star Trek Voyager, and you're listening to Technorama with Chuck and Craig.
I should have left the mute open because, they always walk all over my promos on their show.
Yeah.
Did you just say potosphere?
That's amusing.
We're going to start doing a mock of theirs. It's called mock promos. We have news.
Good news, nobodies.
Well, this isn't exactly nobodies. From Teslarati.com. You can kind of guess whose site that's related to, right?
Nikolai Tesla?
Yes, that's right.
Edison? Okay. Edison, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Westinghouse.
Too soon? Too soon, Brian?
Too soon.
SpaceX CEO Elon Musk says that Crew Dragon, originally designed to propulsively land the Falcon 9, is still technically able to do so, a capability that could give the already unique redundant spacecraft yet another level of safety during Earth re-entry and landing.
Now, do we actually trust Elon Musk when he says these things? Because he's kind of known to exaggerate, maybe?
He might be buying the stock back publicly at $420.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'll say, hey, for as far as SpaceX goes, I think he's been pretty much on point. So
has he? Okay, so it's everything else. Everything else when he kind of blabs about, in general. So yeah, he's. You're right. Okay, well, fair. I'll give him a shake.
With Tesla, I would say he's a little wishy-washy, or not wishy-washy, but yeah, he pushes the envelope. But with SpaceX, with SpaceX, I think he's been. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. SpaceX is probably pretty the most normal of his rantings. So I think I trust that more than his other things like the big company or what's the boring company stuff and some of the other things. So
yeah, we saw a Tesla go by in the parking lot, noting how quiet it was, and then I said to Don, we've got a hybrid now, and part of the time you're on battery and getting good mileage, and the other time it goes into conventional gas mode. It just sort of does this transparently. And I thought, if I had a Tesla, would I have chronic battery anxiety disorder?
You're like, oh, do I have enough battery power?
You charge up and it says you're good for 350 miles. And that whole time you're thinking, oh my gosh, when do I got to charge up again?
Hey, get your little battery pack out, trying to plug it in when you use your phone.
Yeah, I got it. I go. Let's see. I am at 99%. Charge it up.
All right. Anyways,
we have addressed that here on Technorama before.
Yeah, that's true.
That's our term now. Battery anxiety disorder. We coined it at DragonCon 17.
Anyways, please continue. Sorry to interrupt you.
Well, Musk noted that adding or enabling that capability during missions with astronauts would be entirely dependent on NASA's approval. The idea would be to trigger Crew Dragon's Super Draco abort thrusters in the event of a partial or total failure of the spacecraft's parachutes.
Okay.
That would be kind of frightening if your parachutes failed. Although Crew Dragon is already capable of keeping its passengers safe, if one of its 4 parachutes fails to open properly, the loss of any additional drag would likely create the situation the force of the impact on the ocean's surface could severely injure or kill astronauts, much like a car crash without airbags. To prevent this, Crew Dragon could fire its thrusters at the last second. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ooh, lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Canceling out or at least minimizing the force of the impact. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Plan B. So that means you've got to have room in the capsule for the fuel. So you're hauling around the fuel the whole time, even though you might not need it. But
Well, I'm just looking at, you see the picture of them firing the rockets. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, you got people in there and whatever computer, whatever you need, but I'm thinking, where do you put the fuel at?
It's probably like a fire extinguisher. There doesn't have to be much
to be
effective.
There probably isn't going to be a whole lot in there.
Especially if it's just firing for a short period of time.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool because, ever since Challenger, they've been talking about how can we have an abort.
Hopefully they're not coming down in more of a tumbling path.
Well, that's what I was wondering because, okay, if you have two parachute failures, what side of the parachute failures on? Would it be tumbling? Would it be
crooked?
Yeah.
If you had no parachute failures, I mean, they're coming down the heat shield facing bottom, and the animation that we showed later in the article, actually, they deploy the heat shield before impact.
Okay.
Because there's some airbags that apparently open up when you're landing on land underneath. So it comes down, but it has more of a cushioning effect.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas if you've seen the Soyuz capsule come back,
boom,
they make a crater.
Yeah.
That is bad news. I don't know how anybody survives that. That cannot be good for the back.
You see it coming down, you're going, oh, that's boom, and you see dirt kick up in the air.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, how do they survive that? I don't know.
They don't. That's really they really get shaken up. I understand. So
speaking about shaken up. We're a little shaken up at this news. I know this isn't going to come as news for a lot of people who are fans of the show. Brian,
and I put this in here just for you, Chuck.
Thank you.
So Supernatural will end after 15 seasons. So CW is saying goodbye to Supernatural. The beloved drama will wrap up with its already ordered 15th season in 2020. Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins broke the news in a video message right after they told their crew. They said they wanted the fans to hear directly from them. Now, Steve Amell did the same thing for Arrow. He got on basically right afterwards and said, hey, this is what's happening.
What's he on, 7 seasons?
Yeah, they were finally done with it. So Supernatural premiered in 2005 and quickly gained a massive following. It's the network's longest-running scripted program. Now, I remember originally when on Slice of Sci-Fi we talked about this, that it was scheduled for only so long. And all of a sudden, they're like, okay, we're not sure that we're going to go further.
I think that might have been before it was even Slice of Sci-Fi. It might have still been the Trek United or whatever.
No, yes, it was Slice. It was on Slice.
Was it Slice?
It was still Slice. So, because it was 2005. We were still around at that time. And so, we talked about how it was only supposed to be like 4 seasons, something like that originally, something like that. And then decided
let's stretch this out.
They did. So we talked to Jim Beaver. I think that's when we were talking about it. So
Bobby.
Yeah. Ackles and Padalecki stars monster hunting brothers Dean and Sam Winchester. Collins joined the show in season 4 as an angel named Castile. CW is losing a whole lot of original shows in the coming months, including Arrow, Jane the Virgin, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and iZombie. Arrow, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and iZombie all had finite dates, so they all did.
Okay.
Jane the Virgin, I don't think did, but I don't know for sure. Supernatural, which recently aired its landmark 300th episode, currently airs every Thursday. The 15th and final season will roll out this fall. So
wow. 15 years is a long time for any show.
It is. It's really good.
It's kind of fun to go back and watch some of the first season stuff. First of all, in the first episode, Jensen doesn't have his character down yet.
No, none of them do.
He's way too mellow.
Yeah.
And they're using old flip phones. It's fun to watch the technology evolve as you go through this thing. Donna and I picked it up a couple of years ago, and we've been watching. We're all caught up waiting for Netflix to release season 14. And of course, now we hear that season 15 will be the last one. So
it's kind of like I was telling you that Mary's been watching Buffy, so I've been kind of watching it too. And it's weird to see all of the technology of the 90s in there.
I'm curious how they're going to wrap this up. I really am, because they had so many opportunities to end. Somebody dies.
Yep.
They come back.
Yep.
Somebody goes to hell. They come back.
They come back.
Yeah. That's a really good question. How are they going to do it?
How do you wrap up the show that can't die?
Well, we're just going to retire. Going to drive off to the sunset. Maybe.
We tried that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Right.
It's a good question.
Should I start watching it now?
Absolutely.
I think you should.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
It's a fun ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun ride.
I have not watched any of them. I know about the Scooby-Doo episode and stuff like that, but
you will get more out of cons than if you watch this.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's one of those shows that will just enhance your con experience.
All right. Oh, by the way, Arrow ends after the 8th season, which is the next season.
Oh, yeah.
I think I gave up after 3 or 4.
And And I think that it has to do with the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yep.
That they're going to be doing the whole crossover thing next time.
Yeah.
He's going to be
losing
it.
Steve Amell said, he's kind of done. He's wants to move on to other things. So
what do you move on to after a role like that?
Superman.
There's lots of things you could move on to. I mean, that you kind of, he grew as an actor for it. So you think he's probably
going
to get movie roles. What's that?
He's going to go on to The Flash.
He said he's going to probably still have guest, roles.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So. All right, Craig, this is all
The Flash is my favorite show, really.
Oh, Craig's got this one. Let me see. He's got the Hacks and Strange Stories.
Yes, and MIT's deflated balloon robot hand can pick up objects 100 times its own weight.
Just like an ant.
Yeah, for years people have been trying to develop a substitute for the human hand to be able to pick up things and be articulate. Well, this one, like you said, looks like a balloon, a deflated balloon. Soft, biologically inspired robots have become one of the field's most exciting offshoots, with machines that are capable of squeezing between obstacles and conforming to the world around them. In a joint project between MIT CSAIL, CSAIL, and Harvard's Weiss, converts these learnings into a simple, soft robotic gripper capable of handling delicate objects and picking them up to 100 times its own weight. So the gripper itself is made of origami-inspired skeletal structure, covered in either a fabric or a deflated balloon. So imagine the budget for this is kind of short.
Yeah.
Or small. And it's a principle the team recently employed on another project designed to create low-cost artificial muscles.
You got balloon muscles.
I got some of those.
Fabric muscles. We're going to give you fabric muscles. We're not going to give you like the good stuff like Kevlar. We're going to give you, I don't know, rayon.
Yeah. Balloon.
It might stop the bullet.
Yeah. So the connector attaches the gripper arm and also supports a vacuum tube that sucks the air out of the gripper, so it conforms the balloon conforms to the thing.
I like this. I love the fact that it's low cost. It does what you expect it to do. You could grip onto an apple they show in the image or a water bottle, and that's been the trick with trying to emulate, a pincher or
a hand.
Is getting that very delicate touch, but yet strong enough to do some work. And this looks like it solves both. So it's
you've seen people trying to pick up a grape, so that even that in itself without squishing it, you got to give it enough pressure so it's there and pick it up and be able to drop it. And
well, this answers a lot of problems, but not all of them. You mentioned grape. Imagine trying to pick up a bundle of grapes with this. Not going to work because you can't get that vacuum seal. So it's got to be something that's, in this case, roundish,
fairly solid.
Wait. It's not making a vacuum seal. The vacuum seal is making the balloon conform to its shape. So when it picks up something, it just goes down and it kind of claps on it.
Right.
But you get the friction of the balloon to be able to hold on to whatever. So you could, if you could get it small enough, you could pick up a grape, or you could pick up something without having
a grape, but not a bunch of grapes.
Why not?
You probably squash some of the grapes. That's the thing.
Because you're going to have to get that vacuum seal around it.
At least to conform it, yeah.
Challenge accepted.
There's too much air escaping between the grapes.
Yeah, but I didn't think that the airflow is actually collapsing the balloon, and it forms around the object, and then it's able to pick up. So the vacuum isn't like around the apple, it's inside the balloon, and the balloon is...
I know.
If you read a little bit further, they actually say that they're able to pick up grapes and eggs. Now, eggs because of the shape. Yeah. But grapes, I'm curious to see.
There's a banana.
Yeah.
There's a wine bottle.
They use the banana for scale.
Yeah. There's a iPhone. There's a drill. Oh, yeah. Give it a weapon. Here's a handgun.
Here's a knife.
We're using it to pick up grapes.
Whoa.
It's now a winemaker.
Hey, in the video, they had a big drone controller.
Yeah.
And it had, how sometimes like like a plane or any one of those remote controls that have like a metal handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
It just picked up the metal handle.
All right, I'm looking at it right there. This is 1 minute and 56 seconds.
Go to 111.
We go to 111.
Okay.
Yes.
Happily picks up a water bottle.
Okay.
They show it inflating and deflating. It looks like
it's
someone's
creepy.
on
it looks
life
like an
support.
alien.
It's on life support.
Oh, okay. I see how it's built.
It's got some internal structures to help
like
it.
It's like a web almost inside, and it has the balloon. And the balloon, when the vacuum comes in, it makes it pull and form around whatever. So, yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. You'd be able to pick up.
What if you had that as an appendage? By the handle.
Yep, picked up a banana.
What if you had that as an appendage? You know, like if you were missing a hand.
Yeah, a drill.
The drill looks kind of creepy. Flashlight.
RC controller on the handle.
Wow. That's more dexterous than I first expected.
A baseball.
I would expect that. Okay.
Don't hand it a Colt 45.
PS
a game remote controller.
A brush. The handle on a. Yeah, there's some good things in there. Okay.
Adult toys.
A mouse.
Just kidding.
A wrench. Screwdriver. Oh, you're giving it weapons again. Scissors.
It can help you. And you gave it a wrench and a screwdriver.
Edward Scissorhands.
You put a rubber ducky down onto things. That's pretty clever, actually. I'm impressed.
There's little suffixes next to the people's names on the credits.
222.
At first, I thought it was like, why does somebody have an exponent on their name? Helen J. Shu, that's squared.
Shungang Li, 1 and 2.
Harriet.
That's cool. That's really neat, though.
That, instead of saying, I'm Charles Tomasi II, you could say, I'm Charles Tomasi squared. That'd be more nerdy.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Cubed.
To the E.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's move on. Shout out to the chat room. Who do we got in here tonight? Craig, what do you see?
People.
I see dead people.
Real people?
I see John Miller Jr., Clinton Alvord, and John Miller Jr. and Clinton Alvord. Oh, Joel Harper.
I got Kevin Wright, old grade school buddy. Mary Cowling, former coworker. Some clown named Craig Stepp.
Yeah, it's me.
What are you going to do?
Not much.
All right. Thank you for joining us. You can join us Sunday.
Most Sundays.
9:30 Eastern time.
Watch our Facebook page.
And we'll let you know.
And we'll let you know. Yeah, we'll let you know.
That's the whole idea. And we might as well go right to the Patreons. Thank you. Thank you very much. You people pay for bandwidth and hosting to keep this podcast going, because without you, it would... What does Michael Butler say? Die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death?
Yeah, verbatim. That's it.
If you hear him long enough, you remember it. So thank you very much to Kyle Nishioka, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Mike Wills, Crazy Joe, Megapodtastic, JT Shea, happy birthday, Night Gig Studios, Gary Lindros, John Clifford, Leon. That Leon?
No,
that one. John Noble.
The Leon we keep running into at Dragon Con?
Yes.
That Leon.
That's actually Leon the Professional. The guy is a hitman.
Leon squared.
Yeah.
John Noble.
That John Noble.
Whoa.
Our John
that
Noble.
Leon?
Yeah.
That Leon?
That Crazy Joe? Chris MC, Alexis Duran, Saturday Morning Media, a.k.a. Grant Bachoco, Steve Therian, Yorga Shrowen.
That Yorga Shrowen?
That Yorga Shrowen.
There's no other. Except no substitutes, folks.
No.
John Miller Jr.?
That one as well.
He'd be John Miller squared. Amber Elstad, Harold McKinstry, Amy Bowen, Denise Inglis, and Stephen Weshy. Well, thank you, everybody. And if you want to donate as little as $1 a show, only when we do a show, you can go over to patreon.com/Technorama podcast, like it says right there in the subtitle if you're watching this on the video. And if you're listening, again, patreon.com/Technorama podcast. There we go. Thank you very much to all of you. We have but a few stories in the Geek Library. So let me stop that music. Oh,
You're first, sir.
Then I get to play the Dave Dorman theme, number 1.
Yay! Hold on.
Geek Library.
You do that, it makes me think of your, what was it, Reboot Rage thing from years ago.
Reboot Rage! Oh, yeah! Oh, man. Jeez.
We should take that.
Yeah, you should. Why not?
I'm sure I have it on a folder in here somewhere. From Mike's old computer.
Mike left it behind, I'm sure.
Everything came with the house, including old audio clips.
Do you have that
10-year younger Brian saying, Reboot Rage.
You could probably
Reboot Rage.
His voice hasn't cracked yet.
Yeah. Guys, guess what I got?
Would you like fries with that, sir?
I can't believe Hollywood's making a reboot of this.
Yeah. Do you have Winging It stuff on there?
I may.
I'm sure you do. Probably do.
I have the mini disc of music.
Oh, you probably got all of us with Evo and stuff.
We have some stuff in the Geek Library that causes you to think. So much so that I had to read the entire article on all 3 of these. So
you wouldn't have to.
The question starts out as, what does paranormal mean? And most of you would think of ghost hunters, ufologist, that kind of stuff. But the term para, they describe in here, is used quite a bit in English, like parachute, paramedic. And it's not, an odd thing. So why is paranormal? And they go to explain that. Like, paranormal is anything that we just don't have a scientific explanation for yet.
Yeah.
Yet. They said, way back when, electricity was paranormal. Why should we create a bomb at the beginning of the war? People were saying, why we can't even see. We don't even know that these atoms exist.
Right.
So
they're para-atoms.
So this is really open your mind and don't think so closed about the word paranormal. It's not that, fringe science kind of stuff.
It's they beyond normal or not normal or
not normal yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
What? So parachute is a not normal.
It usually means above or beside.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I'm not sure about the shoot part. A paramedic is someone you want beside you,
right,
to do your medical work.
Okay, so parachute was. a chute is usually something that sends something down. So I guess it's
to be above, going down.
Down, yeah. Or it's.
I thought it was an interesting read, just to get you to open your mind a little bit. This is from Forbes.com, as is the next one, I believe, as well. Did you get all 3 of these from Forbes? No, the last one is from Nerd Munch. So the other one that comes from Forbes is, this is why the multiverse must exist. And this was a bit of a lengthy read, and I encourage you to click through our show notes over at chuckchat.com/Technorama.
So the Flash has it right.
Well, you think about it, quantum state has always been talked about that. So, really, when you think about the multiverse, it's quantum states in a lot of ways.
It's
part of it. So
their argument is their supposition anyway is that there's the observable universe,
right, and the unobservable.
Then there's stuff about beyond the unobservable universe,
and then there's beyond that.
Then there's beyond that,
and so forth.
Yeah, so it must include a multiverse.
Well, and if you think about it, a whole universe could be in an atom for all we know.
Could.
Yes.
And it's mind-blowing because, again, you can't prove that these exist because it's not scientifically explainable. Then again, they base this off of, much like the previous article, they base this off of, we didn't know what gravitational waves were, but we saw their effects. So we set out to prove them, and then when they found these rotating pulsars, they went, "Oh, hey, look!"
So what you're saying, Chuck, is that the Earth could be flat,
like a dinner. It's round, like a dinner plate.
Maybe in one of the multiverses.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe people in a multiverse believe that. Maybe people who believe it are from a different universe.
It's on the back of a giant turtle flying through the universe, on the back of elephants.
Oh, by the way. Clinton Alvord replying to our previous story, Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Yes,
you're right.
It's right above Uruguay.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
or alongside Uruguay.
Uruguay, maybe, yeah, exactly.
I haven't done my South American geography in a while.
But that is really interesting about the multiverses that yeah, there has to be something, you think, because it hasn't been proven yet, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Exactly.
Yep.
So
open your minds, people.
Yep. Yeah, there's so much we don't know. So much we don't know.
You're not kidding.
It's like, the fact of the matter is, it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when people are like, it's this way. I'm like, oh, really?
No.
Every day at work, I go, oh, there's so much I don't know.
Yep.
That's why I told you at the top of the show when you said you think you know everything. It's like, no.
Nope. Not even close.
No, I don't even know how much I don't know at this point.
I know.
And every time you think you know something, it's
wrong.
rewritten the next day.
Yeah, you're probably wrong.
Yeah.
But Chuck, it was just a joke.
Was it, Craig? Was it really?
This show is just a joke.
Yeah.
This show is its own universe.
That's right.
In another universe, there is another Craig, another Chuck, another Brian, another Donna.
And they have a very successful podcast.
They're making millions off of it.
Yeah. We're swimming in like we're Scrooge McDuck in the money,
It's like you listen to was it that guy who inserts the little clips on the Mountain Phoenix radio station every once in a while?
Oh yeah, says, Mount Man J. Yeah,
yeah. He says they said we couldn't create a podcast that was huge and successful, and you know what?
They were right.
They were right.
Oh yeah, the mountain guy. Oh yeah, the mountain guy who does the funny things. Yeah,
he just injects these little things. Like that applies to us too. I can steal half of what he says.
Man.
All right, last article about the Toxic Avenger.
It's coming back?
Well, read on, my good man.
So the Toxic Avenger is a cult classic from '85. I remember seeing in the movie theater.
Oh yeah,
and it had lots of sequels. It had a musical, a video game, and guess what? A kid's cartoon.
A musical.
Yeah, a musical.
I vaguely know about the kids cartoon. Okay, go ahead.
So they have a reboot. They hired
timely, wasn't it?
Yeah, they hired a writer to help do so. Variety reports that Legendary Pictures has brought on Macon Blair to write a script for it. Blair has done a lot of stuff, but mostly as an actor. And now he's becoming a director and writer as well. So it looks like he wrote and directed I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. It won a Austin Film Award in 2018 Austin Film Critics Association.
Interesting.
Won the Grand Jury Prize dramatic category at Sundance in 2017. And that movie is on Netflix now, I guess. Toxic Avenger reboot, a new take won't likely stray from the original source material. So you're going to expect gore, disgustingness, and nudity. So that's usually the thing. So
they said no time frame yet, but they're working on it. That's interesting.
Yeah, basically, for those who don't know the story, it's basically bullies begin chasing this one guy who's basically dweeb. In attempts to escape, he falls out a window into a drum of toxic waste. Makes him from a once weak man to the Toxic Avenger. He's going to take down the bullies. He
falls into a drum.
Yes, a drum.
That's a pretty accurate fall.
Yeah. So that's the gist of it.
And that's the only accurate thing in that movie. Hey,
it was.
You know what's funny? I love this. I love this movie because it is one of those cult classics. But I also remember my friend, his family had a video store. So when we closed up, he was like, "Hey, let's take these three and we'll go watch them at home." Let's go over his house and I'd spend the night or whatever. And we watch these movies. And this was one of them. I remember thinking that it was kind of a crappy movie, but I liked it at the same time. That's the the mixture you need for a cult classic. Of course, some toxic waste, and it just
it's that movie that's bad, but makes you come back. You're like, I think I want to watch that again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking. Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh. Robo Vampire,
or the clowns from outer space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns, yes.
Yeah, it's a good one too. Ooh. There are a lot of them that are like that.
Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo Banzai is definitely a cult classic one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But I will say this: Mike and I took movies not because there was any nudity. We just thought this was an interesting looking film.
Yeah, and the nudity was a bonus for you as a young man.
It was a surprise. We were
a pleasant distraction.
You're like, hey, yeah.
Really, Mom, we're watching a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You ever have one of those movies where you sit down and it didn't turn out the way you want and your parents are there?
Yeah, they walk it. Oh, yeah.
Awkward.
You're like, hey, yeah, let's watch Brokeback Mountain together, Mom, Dad.
Can we play this?
I think it's about hiking or something.
Yeah.
You like hiking, right?
It's about cowboys. You like cowboy movies, right?
You're sitting there on the couch going, I wish I could play this at 2 times the speed. Trying to hurry it up.
Yeah, let's watch. I don't. There's so many of them that like that. You're like, oh man, what have I done?
Oh, the tape broke. Wait a minute. Streaming.
Yeah, when I put myself in the reverse situation with Julie or Lisa and a movie comes out like that, there's no awkwardness.
Yeah,
it's like, this is kind of funny, or
it's a product of the time, or it's
right.
It is what it is. Yeah,
we'll start making MST3K comments or something.
I think it is that the culture shift as we I
think you're right,
from the 50s and 60s to now. It's things change, man.
Yeah, the views my parents have about certain subjects is far, far away removed from the way my children have perceptions of those same subjects. So,
how about you, Craig? Is that the same way?
Yeah, I think pretty much the same way. Well, what's funny is it depends on what we're talking about, but as I've gotten older, now I know the views that my parents actually had, and maybe my perception younger, I was like, oh, I wouldn't want to get caught with that.
It's changed.
Yeah, it's like, oh, turns out they didn't really care. I wasted all that time being worried.
Fair. Yeah. Wow, we got a new question of the week.
We have a new question of the week. Craig put that in, and we are going to close with, what brands have you severed ties with and why? So last time it was, why were you loyal and why? And this is heading in the other direction. What makes you running and screaming for the hills?
Right.
And
I break with you, and you throw dog poop on their shoes.
I'm going to save my answer for the next show.
Yeah, I'm going to have to... that's gonna be sticky wicket for me.
Nasty divorces. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's true.
Think of those experiences where you had trouble extricating yourself from that subscription, or your purchase wasn't returned, or
stupid Columbia House. I couldn't cancel that one penny.
It wasn't a penny, man. It was actually ended up being like $70.
Blatant false advertising.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I was trying to think of the one brand of cassette tape my friend Mark and I we would buy, and it was like cheap and it would break every freaking time. It was made out of the thinnest material ever.
Nakashima.
Yeah, some Kmart brand or something,
Yeah, probably.
It was Maxell, but it only had one L.
It's actually, the M was silent. It was Axel.
It was MAXL.
Yeah, exactly.
Or was it the Mexican variety that was El Max?
El Max.
Wow.
That's right.
All right, that takes us to the end of the show. We're going to roll you out with the usual music. Thank you once again for joining us. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you're subscribed, thank you. Stay subscribed. Tell a friend about Technorama.
Just thank you, by the way. Just
thank you very much. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Craig. Chuck.
Fun hanging out with you. Thanks for all the work on the prep, Craig.
And thank you, Donna, for your background.
Thank you, Donna. Wonderful
awesome
videographer,
as always.
Keeping the cameras rolling along. She got a little distracted by her game.
That's okay. It's fair.
We appreciate it nonetheless. If you want to get in touch with us, call us on the listener line. I don't think anybody's talked since long before the wiki was updated. 707-530-2428. That's 707-530-CHAT. If you want to remember that, get a hold of us via email, technorama@chuckchat.com, or just go to the website. All the information is there at chuckchat.com/technorama. Until next time, tell a friend about Technorama, and Craig, the binary high five awaits your command.
Para 101.
Para 101.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okie doke. That's one down and
3 more to go.
Yeah, if it was Menenge's house.
I was gonna say if we were recording like, oh god, not another one.
What was it? Thursday night was the night of doom.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty much. It was 3 shows usually.
6 p.m. to 11 or something.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. So it was. We do 3 shows usually, but now when we cut it down to like really short shows, that was like we had 1 full length show and then 2 shorts. So that was the good thing about it.
And you could do them in parts. So
yeah, so
like
you do like
slice.
The voicemail was just 1 chunk.
Yeah.
Well, towards the end it was just slice. That was all we were doing.
Oh,
so because
okay.
Dragon Page cover to cover was kind of like whenever, Stackpool would come over and do it.
Was Winging It a weekend project?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
When we were doing that, yeah, definitely weekend because you drank first.
Yeah.
It's still the weekend. It's Sunday night. We can.
No, we always did on Saturdays. Just because Sundays just were no. Yeah, we did on Saturdays, but Slice was always during that Thursday night, and I was just like, boom. It was so.
We could do them in segments too.
Yeah, we do.
You could slip in the interview. You knew when you were.
Yeah, the interviews we do whenever we catch as we could.
Right.
So
those are pre-recorded, and then you slide them in. You go, okay, now let's roll into that. Stop the recording. You could put it together in post.
A lot of times, the interviews were usually before we started recording, so I'd come in early usually right after work.
Okay,
and then Mike and I would do the interviews usually, and
with the author or actor or
whoever it was, and Mike would just wing whatever it was because I always did the research on whoever it was because I always had my questions always lined up. So if I could do it, I'd have it way ahead of time. I'm anal that way when it comes to interviews. So
well, you want to be a little prepared.
I do, and Mike, does kind of the open-ended questions. He just has a set of open-ended questions he'd ask.
Yeah,
so.
you start them out with, well, tell us a little bit about who you are and your background.
You
see what you can latch onto from that.
Oh yeah. So and then usually he'd break down the interviews, and then we just do the shows. And usually we did the voicemail, and we did like a couple video things, and then we do the main show. So it just kind of depended, but yeah, it was like Thursday was long, so long. So long for so many years. Good times though.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sign off of Facebook and stop the YouTube video. We'll have those uploaded.
What? That was live?
In the morning. Yeah, there were people actually out there. So thank you very much, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.